Have you ever watched a spy movie, captivated by the suave agent with a gadget for every occasion, a flawless disguise for every infiltration? Have you seen them slip past guards, fool interrogators and vanish into thin air, and wondered to yourself, just how much of that is real? The truth is, the line between Hollywood fantasy and the secret world of espionage has always been more than just blurry. It's a two-way mirror. For nearly a century, the real-life spies have studied the storytellers, and the storytellers have been secretly working for the spies. This strange symbiotic relationship, hidden in plain sight, has shaped not only how we perceive espionage, but how it is actually practiced. It's an alliance forged in the shadows, and its origins can be traced back to the darkest days of the 20th century. This bond was truly forged in the crucible of World War II. As the world plunged into conflict, the United States found itself in desperate need of a new kind of warfare, one fought not with tanks and battleships, but with information, sabotage, and deception. President Franklin D. Roosevelt established the Office of Strategic Services, or OSS, the forerunner to the CIA. Its leader, General Wild Bill Donovan, had a radical vision: to recruit the nation's brightest minds regardless of their background, to outwit the enemy. He needed people who could think unconventionally. He needed experts in the art of illusion. And where did they find the best illusionists in the world? They found them in the dream factories of Hollywood. Donovan's recruiters descended on the film studios, seeking out the masters of make-believe. They hired prop makers to create concealable weapons, costume designers to replicate enemy uniforms with perfect accuracy, and artists to forge flawless identity papers. One of the most remarkable figures in this secret collaboration was a makeup artist named John Chambers. Decades before he would win an Oscar for his groundbreaking work on, Chambers was a key asset for the OSS. He designed sophisticated disguise kits for agents heading into the most dangerous territories in Europe and Asia. These weren't simple wigs and fake mustaches. Chambers engineered partial face masks that could alter an agent's jawline, nose, and ears. He developed false teeth that could change the shape of a mouth or conceal a cyanide pill. His work was so good it could withstand close-up scrutiny, often fooling even the most experienced enemy officers. For the men and women in the field, this wasn't just makeup, it was a shield. It was survival. This was Hollywood magic with life or death stakes. After the war, the OSS was disbanded and the CIA was born, but the alliance with Hollywood simply became more covert. Throughout the Cold War, the agency continued to consult with illusionists, most famously during the 1980 Canadian Caper, where the CIA and John Chambers worked together again to exfiltrate American diplomats from Iran under the cover of a fake movie production. But as the 20th century came to a close, the stage for this grand play of deception began to dramatically shift. Cyberspace is the new frontier. Today, a person's identity is a composite of their physical self and their digital footprint. Your social media history, your online purchases, your geolocation data, it all paints a picture of who you are. For a modern spy, a physical disguise is useless without a corresponding digital one. An operative needs a digital legend, a completely fabricated online identity complete with years of posts, connections, and believable activity. And creating that legend requires a new kind of illusionist. And once again, Hollywood is leading the charge. The same visual effects studios that create breathtaking fantasy worlds are pioneering technologies that are attracting the intense interest of intelligence agencies. The digital de-aging used to make actors look younger could be used to alter a timeline of a surveillance video. More powerfully, deepfake technology, which uses AI to realistically map one person's face onto another's in a video, offers a terrifyingly effective tool for disinformation and impersonation. It's the 21st century equivalent of John Chambers' prosthetic mask. In the chapters to come, we'll explore how the illusions of Hollywood are shaping the future of espionage. We'll see how generative AI can create not just a single fake profile, but entire networks of synthetic people to build a legend's credibility. We'll look at emerging physical disguises, from smart fabrics that can change appearance on command, to biometric masks that can fool facial recognition software. The Dream Factory is building a new generation of disguises more powerful than ever before, pushing the boundaries of deception until the very concept of reality begins to fray. The line, once blurry, is threatening to disappear altogether. The art of the perfect disguise has always been a cornerstone of espionage, but long before digital pixels, the original masters of this craft relied on tangible, often painful tools. In the golden age of Hollywood, pioneers like Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces, demonstrated the transformative power of makeup. Using a crude but effective kit of grease paint, putty, and collodion, he physically reshaped his own face into monstrous and dramatic new forms. His techniques were so revolutionary that they didn't just captivate audiences, they caught the attention of fledgling intelligence agencies. The OSS, the precursor to the CIA, famously turned to Hollywood makeup artists, including Chaney's contemporaries, to train their first generation of spies. The goal was to turn an operative into a gray man, someone utterly forgettable, or to create a new identity convincing enough to withstand close scrutiny. These early methods were effective for their time, but they were also heavy, uncomfortable, and lacked the subtlety needed for prolonged deep-cover operations. A new approach was needed. The next great leap came from visionaries like John Chambers, the artist behind, and Dick Smith, who famously aged Marlon Brando in. They moved beyond simple putty and paint, pioneering the use of foam latex and multi-piece prosthetic appliances. This evolution meant prosthetics are far from obsolete. In fact, they're undergoing a quiet revolution, becoming more like a second skin. The modern process is an intimate fusion of art and science. It begins with a life cast of the operative, a perfect plaster duplicate of their head and face. Upon this canvas, an artist sculpts the new identity in clay, painstakingly shaping every contour. From this sculpture, a mold is made, and into that mold, medical-grade silicone is injected. The result is a mask with the translucency and movement of real human skin. It's a technique the CIA's own master of disguise, Tony Mendez, leveraged to great effect. His work, immortalized in the film, proved that Hollywood-level illusions could have life-or-death consequences in the world of intelligence. But even these incredible masks have their limits. For the modern deep-cover agent, the threats are more sophisticated than a suspicious border guard. They face biometric scanners, thermal imaging, and other advanced detection systems. To counter this, the next generation of physical masks is being developed in advanced material science labs. Crafted from nanomaterials and medical-grade polymers, these prosthetics are not only hyper-realistic to the naked eye, but are designed to fool machines. The materials are biocompatible, meaning they can be worn for days or even weeks without causing skin irritation. They are breathable, stretchable, and most critically, can be designed to appear as normal tissue under X-ray or thermal imaging. A conventional silicone mask would appear as a cold, inert layer on a thermal camera. These new smart skins incorporate a microscopic mesh that mimics the thermal signature of a real human face, effectively rendering the disguise invisible to this entire class of sensors. The illusion goes even deeper, targeting the subtle biological cues that betray deception. Some experimental versions even change temperature or release synthetic sweat. This isn't just for show, it's about defeating human intuition. Under interrogation, a subject who doesn't sweat or flush can seem unnervingly calm. By embedding microheaters and a network of pores that release a saline solution, the mask can replicate these involuntary reactions. This creates a temporary but completely convincing biological illusion, giving the operative another layer of defense against psychological scrutiny. The physical mask is reaching the zenith of its evolution, but the very concept of a mask is about to change forever. Today, a new kind of mask has emerged. Not of latex or silicone, but of pure data. It has no weight, no texture, and can be applied, altered, or discarded in an instant. This is the era of the deepfake. It represents a paradigm shift in the art of deception, moving from the physical world of objects to the ethereal realm of algorithms and pixels. Born from a type of artificial intelligence called a generative adversarial network, or GAN, this technology operates on a principle of competition. One AI, the generator, creates the fake image. A second AI, the discriminator, tries to spot it. They are locked in a digital duel, and with every round, the generator gets better at its deception. This technology trains on visual data, photos and videos of a target individual. It learns every nuance of their face, the unique pattern of their smile, the way they blink, the subtle micro-expressions that betray emotion. With enough data, it can create an ultra-realistic counterfeit, a digital puppet that can be mapped onto another person's face in real time. A visual fake is only half the illusion. The auditory counterpart is voice cloning. Where early systems needed hours of studio-quality audio, modern AIs can achieve terrifying results with just a few seconds of speech scraped from a social media post or a voicemail. An AI can analyze this short sample, and then replicate that person's unique vocal fingerprint with astonishing accuracy. This includes not just their pitch and accent but their cadence, rhythm, and even the sound of their breathing between words. This technology has already been weaponized by criminals in CEO fraud scams, where a cloned voice of a chief executive is used to trick an employee into making unauthorized wire transfers. For an intelligence agency, the applications are boundless. Combined, the deepfake face and the cloned voice create a complete synthetic persona. Imagine an operative in a secure facility, thousands of miles from the target. They can engage in a real-time video call, but the person on the other end sees and hears a trusted colleague, a high-ranking official, or an enemy informant. The persona can interact in the digital world, responding with perfect fidelity to the operator's movements and speech, all while the real agent remains safely in the shadows. They are a true ghost in the machine, a puppeteer whose puppet is made of light and code, offering a level of deniability and security that was once the stuff of science fiction. This powerful capability inevitably creates a technological arms race. As one side builds better fakes, the other builds AI to spot the tiny flaws a human would miss. These detection algorithms don't look at the face, they look at the data. They search for unnatural blinking patterns, inconsistencies in lighting, or strange warping in the pixels around the mouth. But the race doesn't stop there. The creators of deepfakes then use these very detection tools to train their own models, teaching the generator AI how to create fakes that can fool the detection AI. It is a relentless, escalating cycle of deception and detection, pushing the technology forward at a terrifying pace. This battle for digital truth is defining a new front in the world of espionage, forcing us to question the very nature of reality in an age where seeing is no longer believing. For centuries, the art of espionage was a human-to-human contest of deception. A well-placed wig, a subtle change in posture, a convincing accent, these were the tools of the trade, designed to fool the fallible human eye. But in the 21st century, the game has fundamentally changed. The most critical gatekeepers are no longer people, they are machines. A spy's disguise once had to fool the human eye. Today they face a new gatekeeper, the unblinking digital eye of a biometric scanner. From the unique whorls of a fingerprint, to the intricate vascular patterns of an iris, or the veins in a hand, these systems measure biological traits that are, in theory, impossible to fake. To succeed, the modern operative must become a digital ghost, capable of fooling the machine itself. To beat the machine, spies are developing the high-tech art of algorithmic confusion. This isn't about creating a convincing disguise for a human, it's about exploiting the very logic the machine uses to see. One approach involves what are known as adversarial attacks. Miniature projectors can cast a layer of light, often in the infrared spectrum, onto a face. This pattern is specifically designed to disrupt the key landmarks an algorithm looks for. The machine isn't seeing a different person, it's seeing a mathematical impossibility, a set of data that doesn't compute, forcing a no-match error. It's a digital mask made of pure light, invisible to any human observer. But facial recognition is only one layer. Thermal imaging cameras add another, detecting the unique heat signature of a human face, which can reveal identity even in darkness. To counter this, operatives are turning to a concept borrowed from military stealth technology: adaptive makeup. This specialized cream is infused with micromaterials, engineered particles that can absorb or reflect infrared light. By applying this in specific patterns, an agent can create thermal dead spots on their face, or even mimic the heat signature of another person. The infrared camera, expecting a familiar thermal landscape, is instead met with a distorted, unrecognizable pattern, confusing the scanner's algorithm and causing it to fail. Beyond the face, surveillance systems now analyze something even more fundamental: the way we move. Gait analysis tracks the unique rhythm and biomechanics of a person's walk. Your stride, the swing of your arms, it all creates a signature as unique as a fingerprint. Even your walk, as unique as a fingerprint, can be spoofed. To do this, spies must disrupt the data itself. Specialized shoe inserts can introduce subtle, randomized vibrations with every step. This noise doesn't create a new, consistent gait. Instead, it pollutes the data stream, making it harder for a computer to get a clean reading and lock onto a stable pattern. The deception extends beyond the operative's body to the environment itself. Just as Hollywood builds sets, spies now use technology to create fake backdrops. The humble green screen becomes a powerful tool for misdirection. A spy in a Moscow safe house could appear to be in a bustling Berlin cafe, creating a digital alibi that is nearly impossible to disprove. Augmented reality goes further, strategically placing digital objects into a real environment to create powerful visual disinformation. An AR overlay, deployed through a cyber attack, could corrupt live drone footage, inserting a fake military vehicle or erasing a real one. It's a potent weapon, turning an adversary's own surveillance systems against them. The ultimate evolution is the digital twin, a complete virtual recreation of a real place. Using a combination of satellite imagery, LiDAR scanning, and photogrammetry, agencies can build a perfectly accurate, interactive 3D model of a target. This allows teams to do more than just plan a mission, they can live it. In virtual reality, they can rehearse every step and test every contingency with perfect precision. They can run thousands of simulations. What if a door is locked? What if a guard patrol changes its route? The digital twin allows them to find the path of least resistance and highest success before the mission even begins, turning the unpredictable into the predictable. Inspired by film costumes, agencies are working on adaptive clothing. Imagine a jacket that turns from blue to black at the push of a button. More advanced versions can change texture or generate patterns, allowing an agent to adapt their visual identity to any environment. It's active, on-demand social stealth. But the final, most critical layer of any disguise is psychological. This is the art of truly becoming someone else from the inside out. Intelligence agencies now train spies in behavioral disguise, walking, speaking, and even gesturing differently to internalize their new persona. This mental fortitude is the ultimate defense. When all other layers fail, the only thing a spy has left is the character they have built in their head. Combined with a physical disguise or an AI overlay, this makes a complete identity swap almost undetectable. Yesterday's Hollywood masks have evolved into today's AI deepfakes and smart disguises. The stage has shifted from the silver screen to cyberspace, but the goal is the same: to become someone else and to make the impossible believable.